In my last video, I broke down the magic of compound interest, but many people ask the obvious question, how do you actually get that 8 to 10% per year? Today, I'm going to show you exactly how beginners can start investing, step by step, without the stress of trying to pick individual stocks. Let's start with step 1. Understand what you're actually investing in. When most beginners think about investing, they picture themselves trying to find the next big company, the next Amazon or Tesla. But you don't need to do that. In fact, for most people, that's not the best strategy. Instead, many long-term investors buy something called an index fund or an ETF. Think of an ETF as a basket that holds hundreds of different companies. So, instead of betting all your money on just one company and hoping it succeeds, you're buying a small piece of the entire market. Historically, the S&P 500, which represents the 500 largest companies in the US, has averaged around an 8 to 10% return annually over very long periods. And I want to emphasize that we are talking about decades, not just a few months. So, what exactly is an ETF? It's simply a fund that's designed to track a specific market index. You've probably heard of big names like Vanguard or BlackRock's iShares funds. They offer all sorts of ETFs. Some track the S&P 500, others track the total US stock market or even international markets. When you buy just one share of a broad market ETF, you are instantly diversified. You own tiny pieces of hundreds, sometimes thousands of companies all at once. This approach is simple, it's diversified, and it's much lower stress than trying to be a stock-picking genius. All right, on to step 2. Open a brokerage account. This is a crucial step because a brokerage account is where you'll actually buy and hold your investments. It's like a special bank account just for stocks and funds. Some of the most popular and trusted brokerage firms are Fidelity, Charles Schwab, and Vanguard. Opening an account is surprisingly easy and usually only takes about 10 to 15 minutes online. You'll just need to connect your regular bank account, provide some form of ID to verify you are who you say you are, and fill out some basic personal information. That's it. Once your account is open and funded, you're ready to invest. Now for step 3, and this is important. Start small and stay consistent. You do not need thousands of dollars to get started. I repeat, you do not need a lot of money. You can begin with just $50, $100, or whatever amount you can comfortably afford to set aside regularly. The real power of this strategy doesn't come from a single large investment. It comes from 3 things: consistency, setting up automatic investments, and giving it time. Go into your new brokerage account and set up automatic monthly contributions. Treat it just like any other bill, except this is a bill you pay to your future self. Which brings us to step 4, which is probably the hardest step of all. Do nothing. This is where most people get it wrong. They get started, they're excited, but then the market takes a dip and they panic. They sell everything at a loss and swear off investing forever. Long-term investing is not about reacting to the daily news or the market's mood swings. It's about staying invested, no matter what. It's about automatically reinvesting your dividends to buy more shares, and most importantly, letting time do the heavy lifting for you. The market has always recovered from every downturn in history, but that recovery only benefits the investors who had the discipline to stay in the game. Now, before we wrap up, I need to give an important disclaimer. Investing always involves risk. The value of your investments will go up and down. That 8 to 10% average return is based on historical data. It is not a guarantee for the future. This strategy is designed for long-term goals, for money you can afford to leave invested for many years, ideally decades. So many people think investing has to be this complicated, overwhelming thing. It really doesn't. Open a brokerage account. Buy a broad market ETF. Invest consistently every single month. And then, wait. Yes, it's boring. But boring is what builds wealth. If this video helped you understand how investing actually works, then you're already ahead of most people. Thanks for watching, and if you want to keep learning how to build wealth the simple and intelligent way, consider subscribing.